In this lecture, let us discuss about relation extraction. Relation extraction is nothing but a process or a task of extracting semantic relationships from text. So it usually occur between two or more entities. Say, for example, if I take this relation, so here the relations can be of for different types. Say, suppose here, if the sentence is Paris is in France, it states that Eason is a relationship from Paris to France. So here, Paris and France are two entities, and the relationship between them is Eason. So you can represent this with a triple. So triple means here we'll take entities from the sentence and the relationship between them. So entities in the sentence are Paris and France, and the relationship is Eason. So we are representing sentence in the form of triple like this. So in our previous video, we saw what is meant by information extraction. So information extraction is a field of extracting structured information from natural language text, right? So we can use this information in various fields or various NLP tasks like knowledge graphs, question answering system, text summarization, etc. So here we can say that this relation extraction is a subfield of information extraction. There are 5 different methods to perform this relation extraction. And the first one is rule based, second one is weakly supervised, then supervised relation extraction, distantly supervised relation extraction, and unsupervised relation extraction. So we'll see them one by one in this lecture. So coming to the first one, rule based. So using this approach, we can identify different relations or many instances of relations with the help of handcrafted rules. So if you represent them with the help of this patterns or rules, then they look something in the form of triple like this: X, alpha, and Y. So just now we saw how to represent a triple. So here X is nothing but it's X and Y are entities, and alpha is the relationship between them. So if you take the previous one, so here X is nothing but Paris, Y is nothing but, so the sentence is Paris is in France. So X is Paris, Y is France, and alpha represents relation, that is Asian. Only looking at keyword matches will also retrieve many false positives. So there are problems of false positives because the same word, it may have more than one meaning. So in order to resolve this, we can filter the entities on using either named entity recognition. That means only, so if you take this second one, so here we need to retrieve only city is in country instead of taking it as Paris is in France. So we are assigning the entities to every word in the text, and based on that we'll retrieve. Or else you can use POS tags in order to remove additional false positives. So by assigning POS tags also, we can identify what that word refers to, whether it is a name of whether it refers to verb, or whether the word is noun. Similarly here, if you take Washington, Washington can be name of a person or it can be a location. So in order to identify the differences, it's better to go with these two kinds of approaches. So these are some examples of doing word sequence patterns because the rule specifies pattern following the order of the text. But unfortunately, these type of rules, they fall apart for long range patterns and sequences with great variety. So these type of things, they comes under word sequence patterns because why? They're following the order of text. So based on that only, based on the order of text, we are going to define the pattern. But sometimes this method, it may not work, especially if the pattern or if the sequence is very long. So if you take this sentence, Fred and Mary got married. So it cannot be handled by the word sequence pattern. So for that, so instead of using this named entity recognition or part of speech tagging, you can go with dependency parsing for these type of sentences. So here, Fred and Mary got married. So this is a sentence. So for this, you need to find out dependencies or relationship between the words in the sentence. So instead of we can make use of dependency parts in the sentence, knowing which word is having a grammatical dependency on other words. So this can greatly increase the coverage of the rule without any extra efforts. So here you can see there is a relationship. You can even transform the sentences before applying the rule. So if you take a sentence as the cake was baked by Harry or the cake which Harry baked. So instead of writing this, you can just simplify the sentence into Harry baked the cake. So this became quite simple, right? Compared to previous two sentences. So in that way, you can even transform the sentences before applying any kind of rules. And after transformation, again, here we are changing the order to work with our linear rule. So we are removing redundant modifying words in between. So here we are removing words like was or by. Here it is which. Okay. In this way, we are changing the order. Coming to the advantages, human can create patterns which tend to have high precision. So here the patterns or the rules, they are created by humans. So because of that, it can have or they can produce high precision and it can be applied to specific domains. So even so it can be applied to any kind of domain, special domain. So if you take computer science, so the for that particular domain we can apply it. If it is medicine, that can for that domain it can be applied like that. This approach can be applied for specific domains. Coming to disadvantages, human patterns, they are still often low recall. So because of the variety in languages, so text can be in any language. So here, because of that, the patterns which are generated by the humans, they'll produce low recall. So here, advantages they are producing high precision, but the drawback is low recall. And as if the things should be done by human, then obviously there should be more manual work. There will be more manual work. So here a lot of manual work is required in order to create all possible rules. And also we need to create rules for every relation type. So based on the type of relationship between the words, we need to create rules. So all possible rules should be created. So these are some problems. This one is weakly supervised relation extraction. So here the main idea is to start with a set of handcrafted rules, and based on the rules, we need to find out new ones from the unlabeled text data. So this is an iterative process. We'll repeat the process until we reach end of the text. So alternatively, you can even start with a set of seed tuples. So we'll start with seed tuples and we need to describe entities with a specific relation. So how a seed tuple looks like. So this is the example. So if the sentence is IBM was located in Armonk or Microsoft was located in Redmond, then you need to represent them with the help of seed tuple. So this is a representation. So we are describing the entities with a specific relation and the relation between the words is based in. So let us see the process. So snowball is a old example of an algorithm and the process for this is, so first we need to start with set of seed tuples. Okay, so Now, second step is, so we will take the C tuples like this and we'll start with that. Next, you need to extract occurrences from the unlabeled text that matches the tuples. So take the text. So this is the unlabeled text. Now you need to find out occurrences that match the tuples. So find out, say suppose IBM, Armonk. So these are the words which are present in the unlabeled text. So these words, IBM, Armonk, Microsoft, Redmond. So they are, it's assume that they are existing in this unlabeled text multiple times. So in that case, you need to match these C tuples, or you need to match occurrences from the extract occurrences from the unlabeled text. So you need to find out whether these terms they are existing in the unlabeled text or not. If they are found, and then you need to match them with the C tuples. So if there is a match, then in that case, you can extract those occurrences and tag them with named entities. So what we are doing first, we need to check whether the occurrences or the words which are present in this unlabeled text, they match with the C tuples or not, entities in the C tuples. So here IBM, Armonk, Microsoft, Redmond, I assume that they are existing in this unlabeled text. So now as there is a match with the entities present in the C text, so here you need to extract them and tag them with NER. So extract IBM. So tag them with NER. Obviously, NER will be organization. Extract Armonk and tag them with NER. So as that is a location, NER will be location for that. So like that, we'll extract occurrences or find occurrences of C tuples. Next, create patterns for these occurrences. Now we need to generate pattern. So we extracted these words, right? So we need to create patterns. So already we have assigned organization entities for these words which are existing in the text. So now, as we have organization and location, so we assigned organization and location as entities to the words present in the text. Now we need to create patterns for these occurrences. So we can create pattern as organization is based in location. So that is the pattern which we created for these occurrences, right? Then, so named after finding the occurrences of seed tuples, after finding the words or entities which are similar to the entities present in the seed tuple, then we need to assign tags, entities. So we already assigned entities as for IBM, it is organization, among it is location. After assigning the entities, you need to generate extraction patterns. So we generated a new tuple, or we created patterns for these occurrences as organization is based in location. Now next step is generate new tuples from the text. So now find out whether there are any new tuples which match with the location and organization. So which match with the pattern which we extracted before. Say we have words like Intel and Santa Clara. New words. Intel and Santa Clara. So if we find anything like that, then you can generate new seed tuple. So you can generate a tuple like this by taking Intel. So organization becomes Intel and location will be Santa Clara. Okay, so this is how you can have any set of organizations and locations in this new text. So you need to extract everything. So first we extracted this one, Intel Santa Clara, and as we generated new seed tuple like this. So now new seed tuple will be organization is Intel, location is Santa Clara. Earlier we have this one. Now we have new one. So you need to add this new to the seed set. And so along with these two, now this also becomes part of the seed set. So you need to repeat this process until you reach end of this text. Okay. Then, so or else say you already reached end of the sentence and end of the text and there are no more entities in the text. Then you can stop the process then and generate augmentation table where will represent all these seed tuples which we generated in the process. So this is a procedure for weakly supervised relation extraction. So coming to the advantages of weakly supervised, here more relations can be discovered when compared to rule-based relation extraction, and also less human effort is required. So as we are doing everything with the help of the algorithm, less human effort is enough for this.